This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
It's Tuesday, June the 2nd, 2015, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that no one has been found criminally responsible for the death of 12-year-old Shimar Weeks. The conclusion was reached after forensic pathologist from Jamaica, Senagendra Prasad Kadiyala, completed a 2.5-hour autopsy on the body of the former Checker Hall St. Lucie boy at the mortuary of the QEH yesterday. After being briefed by Dr. Kadia, Assistant Commissioner of Police responsible for crime management and investigations, Mark Thompson, indicated that no one was criminally culpable for the boy's death after he was found hanging at his home on May the 14th. Thompson said the file would therefore not be handed over to the Director of Public Prosecutions, Charles Leacock, but to Coroner Manila Rene instead, who's the legal authority to make post-mortem results public. The forensic expert who returns to Jamaica this morning will submit his written report to local authorities this weekend.
I will say it is a routine post-mortem, but I want to exclude everything. I want no table left unturned, so I did a complete post-mortem.
The Barbados government is in the process of implementing recommendations that have been submitted to it to correct a number of deficiencies within the Treasury building. Although not giving details, the Minister of Finance, Chris Sinclair, said the government was working to implement the recommendations in relation to the internal audit function of the Treasury Department following a recent Caribbean Regional Technical Assistance Center mission. Addressing the opening of the CARTAC Steering Committee meeting and planning event yesterday morning, he noted that Barbados recently received technical assistance from CARTAC to complete the establishment of the Barbados Revenue Authority and for strengthening the internal audit function of the Treasury Department.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Welcome back with news from the region that the findings of the investigations into the Board of Education in Antigua and Barbuda are out. Minister of Education Michael Brown says there were several forms of malpractice to include unauthorized advances, external audit delays, overpaying a bailiff, and missing or stolen checks.
Using a tenth of the amount and the investigation I conducted, unauthorized advances at the Board of Education, external audit delays in timely reporting, Breach of Tenders Act. You have the bailiff, Algernon what? Algernon what? When you hear they attacking me on the radio, they're not attacking me because of how I look. When you hear they talking about my pants tight, let me tell you why they're attacking me. Let me tell you why they're attacking me. In one day, one man was able to get nearly $18,000 out of the Board of Education.
Guyana's President David Granger has announced plans to review at least once per year the custodial sentences of youth especially women and young persons, in particular for non-violent offences. It is unclear what form this review will take, as once the courts have decided on sentences, there is little the administration can do outside of a presidential pardon. He feels that separating a woman from her children for minor offences is not in the culture of the ruling coalition parties, and he believes his administration should try as far as possible to keep families together. As part of observances for Guyana's 49th independence anniversary celebrations, President Granger announced his intention to pardon 60 non-violent youth offenders. Further afield, a ship carrying 458 people sank late Monday in the Hubei section of China's Yangtze River, according to the state-run news agency Xinhua. The captain and the chief engineer were reportedly rescued. Both claimed the ship sank after being caught in a cyclone. The agency said 8 people have been rescued and that rescue efforts were being complicated by bad weather. We hear more in this CNN report.
What we know, Amara, is that more than 450 people on board, that includes passengers, crew, and travel agents. So this clearly was a tourist vessel of some kind, has sank, it seems, according to state media, in the Yangtze River in southwest China. The boat was on its way between Nanjing to Chongqing in southwest China when it sank. Now, it seems like, according to state media, that the captain and chief engineer were both rescued. So far, only a handful of others have been rescued. There has been reports of bad weather, including what state media even describes as tornadoes in that region. The accident, if it was an accident, occurred at 9:28 p.m. On yesterday evening, China time. And so there would be a mad rush, certainly right now, to get to find any survivors of this, what seems like a terrible accident at this stage.
And finally, a U.S. woman on a safari outside Johannesburg was attacked and killed by a lion Monday. Her companion was hurt trying to fight off the animal, but he is expected to survive.
That's a diplomatic plate going to the Lion Park where a female American tourist was killed earlier this Monday. She had been on a self-drive with a companion, a male companion. And despite the fact that there are signs throughout this park which say if you drive yourself, do not drive with the windows down, they, according to witnesses, did have the windows down and were taking photographs when a female lioness approached the car and leapt through the window in the passenger side, attacking the woman. Paramedics were sent to the scene, but she passed away before they could save her, and her companion was badly injured on his arm because he had tried to save her. Now, this is a park where lion cubs, when they are small, are petted by passers-by, and there have been concerns raised by conservationists that this is an environment where people forget that a lion is a wild and unpredictable animal. We asked the Lion Park whether this incident would mean that they would review their practices.
You know, up till now it has been absolutely adequate, and if people follow the rules, it's a flawless system. But unfortunately, it's when people don't follow the rules, and as you say, we might need to look at it in the future, just if we do need to make changes.
And on that note, we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb and subscribe to our e-paper or email updates, or even like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also, tune into Channel 101 on Lime TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.